Shroomraver here, and today I'm excited to be bringing to you my Week 7 battle from Season 4 of the Pokémon Premier League. Yes indeed, now we're not doing very well, we are 1-5, but this week I was feeling pretty confident going into the game against my man Slyroh and the Pittsburgh Pyroar. His links down in the description below, make sure you check them out. He's been in the PPL as the Pittsburgh Pyroar since its beginning. Much like me as Parasect Germain, so we always have great battles. We've got a good friendly rivalry going on. Now, if you want to see the team that I decided to bring, also down in the description will be a link to my team building analysis video. If you want to see sort of my thought process going into this game, the sets I brought, the moves, everything you need to know in full detail will be in that video. But to briefly go over it, what we have got is an Assault Vest mixed Electros. We've got Life Orb, 4 attacks I believe, Excadrill, Sub-Dragon Dance Tyrantrum, we have a physically defensive Hitmontop, I think it was Assault Vest, it might not have been. We've got a Rindoberry Spadef Hippowdon, and a Scarfed Greninja. Now, my opponent, Slyroh, he has decided to bring, as you can see on your screen, Victini, Mega Steelix, the Scolipede, Tentacruel, Togekiss, and Reuniclus, so a lot of the stuff I was expecting him to bring. No Rotom on there, he's got the Mega Steelix instead, but other than that, it was pretty much business as usual, the kind of stuff I suspected he would be bringing. So, that's pretty much all we need to say about that. Without any further ado, let's get right into the battle, see exactly how things played out. So, I am going to be battling Slyroh. As you know, I'm going to be leading with my Electros this time around. He's going to be leading with his Reuniclus, and straight off the bat I am going to go for knockoff. Just get rid of that thing. Item, it's not cold, but it is in fact leftovers, and we do big damage to this guy. He just goes for a Psychic, but I do have the Assault Vest on me, and it doesn't do too much. Now here, I am just going to Volt Switch out of there, get a little bit more chip damage, and the fact that he hasn't switched out would imply he's going for the Psychic once again, or a recovery move, so I'm just going to go into Greninja just to really pressure him. And as you can see, he goes for the Psychic. So, he's not going to want to stay in here. He is in fact going to want to go into his Togekiss to take a potential Dark-type move. I do see that coming, going to go for U-turn. So already I've got this Volt Switch U-turn core going on very nicely, getting chip damage where I can. And with Togekiss in, I am just going to go into my dedicated answer to that, and that is going to be my Electros. Now he's going to get some leftovers back, that's going to put him back up to full health, which is absolutely fine. Here he is going to withdraw, he doesn't want to take an electric type attack, and he's going to go into his Reuniclus, who shows himself to be Regenerator. I'm going to Flamethrower here, just to test the water in case he wanted to go into Steelix, but a bit of chip damage here and there on Reuniclus is no bad thing either. Now here, he is going to switch out once again, get the Regenerator going and go into his Victini, but here, I do make the play of going for Volt Switch, and that's going to get me initiative on the Victini. It does a big amount of damage. And I'm going to take this chance to go into my Hippowdon, who should be able to take any one hit from any given Victini, get the sand up, and hopefully get my rocks up. So he's going to take a bit of sandstorm damage, and what he's going to do is he's going to go into his Steelix right about now, which is his best thing that really wants to take any more damage. You know, it's there for the Tyrantrum, but it can take hits from this guy as well. He's going for Earthquake. Now, I should say before we get too far into this, this was a replay. We did have this battle originally and we cut out on Wi-Fi, so there's one play coming up that's going to look a bit weird. That's just, I'll explain when we get there. He Megas up here, and what we're going to do here, we're just going to trade Stealth Rocks. I was a little bit worried about a sort of Sand Force Aqua Tail, but it couldn't kill me, so I was okay with it. We both get up our rocks, that's absolutely fine and dandy. Now here, I'm going to go for Earthquake, and I'm going to do a bit more damage. He is going to go for Rocks here, because in the original battle, he went for a Dragon Tail, but missed. So, I get my Earthquake off, and here, he is going to switch out, not want to take another Earthquake, he's going to go into Asteroid, but I do see that coming, and I am going to go for the Ballsy Toxic on the Steel type, switching into his Togekiss, and now I've got a Toxic onto the Togekiss. And I'm looking in a fairly good position. Now, I can't touch Togekiss now anymore. I only have Rocks, Slack Off, Toxic, and Earthquake. So I can't touch this Togekiss, but he's not necessarily to know that. But I am going to get on out of there, revealing that probably that I don't have the Stone Edge. And I'm going to go, once again, into my answer to this guy, and that is going to be the Itcher. Electros comes back in as he sets up a nasty plot, which is mildly concerning. I'm not too much of a fan of him being nasty plot Togekiss. But it is something I should be able to deal with. I'm an Assault Vest heavily invested in HP Electros, so we should be able to take any one hit. Now he is going to roost up here to try and keep himself at as much health as possible, which is fine. He outspeeds, which means he's not going to be weak to my Volt Switch, and that's what I'm going to do. And it's unfortunate, because realistically I don't have too much that wants to switch in consistently to a +2 Togekiss, presumably rocking out with Dual Stab or Flamethrower. He's going to have Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam or Flamethrower, something like that, I would imagine. I get the Sand Up, but again, I don't want to stay in with Hippowdon. I'd rather keep Hippowdon around, and as I've said before, I can't touch Togekiss with the Hippowdon that I'm rocking out with. So I've shot myself in the foot a little bit by getting Sand Up here, because I am just going to switch straight on back out, once again into my Electros to try and deal with this Togekiss as best I can, hoping that I can take the hits. Now, he is going to go for the Air Slash here. I do resist it, but unfortunately, what with the sand that I myself have set up, he is going to be able to 2-hit KO me with the Air Slash. But, as you'll see, he's going to take his leftovers, and he's going to get sand damage and the toxic damage, which means if he stays in to kill my Electros with the Air Slash, he's going to go down to toxic. Now, he doesn't want that to happen. He is in fact going to switch on out and go once again into his Reuniclus, take a bit of rocks damage, and I am going to go for the Volt Switch. So once again, I'm getting myself some nice initiative with Electros. And now I have an opportunity to really pressure him. I'm going to go into my Excadrill. And now something's going to die in the next couple turns. You know, if I can get my predictions right, 2 things are going to go down. So I'm seeing either the Steelix coming in or the Togekiss coming in. He is going to opt to go for the Steelix to sack that off. As you can see, takes a little bit of rocks. Unfortunately, I do get this one wrong. I predict the Togekiss to come in. I do go for the Iron Head. But I see no reason for him to keep his Steelix around. No reason at all. So I am just going to go for the Earthquake here, knowing that he's going to stay in, not try and stall out turns of sand. And yeah, down goes the Steelix. So first blood goes to us. That's good. And, you know, we're still looking in a pretty good position. This game's going rather well. So, what he's going to do here, Sly, is bring in the Victini. It's looking to be Scarfed. I'm very much assuming it is. So, what I'm going to do is take this opportunity to sack off my Electros. I'm going to go into it. I'm going to take rocks damage to the point where I just live, and he is going to go for the V-Crate. I knew this is what he would do. He doesn't want to mess around my Excadrill. So he's going to go for the V-Crate, and that is of course going to take out Electros from 6 HP, there was never any doubt about that. But this is exactly the opportunity I have been looking for. Is Victini going for V-Crate? Because now, I bring in Tyrantrum, and now Sly is going to be very scared. Because this is a very threatening position for me to be in. He is going to switch on out. He doesn't want to take the hit with Victini because it will just die. So he is going to go into his Togekiss to sack it off, I assume, but I am going to go for the Substitute. He's going to get his leftovers back here, and you know he's going to take a little bit of toxic damage, not to the point where he's going to go down or anything, but as you can see, there's the toxic damage. I am just going to pause the game right here, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what are you doing, Shroom? You only ever pause when something's about to go wrong. I know, but I mean, come on. I am a Tyrantrum behind a Substitute, alright? We are in a great position in this game. We are completely in control. The reason I paused it, because I want to explain my thought process in a little bit more detail going into the next few turns. So, he has a Togekiss. He has revealed himself to be a nasty plot set, naturally outspeeding my Tyrantrum. So, my thought here is, he is going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, break my sub. And I'm going to go for a Dragon Dance. So what's going to happen is, he's going to break me sub. I'm going to go for Dragon Dance. I'm going to be at +1. I will take out the Togekiss. And then he really doesn't have too much of a choice in what he does. Because as far as I'm concerned, when I'm a +1 Tyrantrum, he has 2 choices. Because Victini, if it's Scarfed, it can't take me out and it's going to die. So his 2 choices as far as I'm concerned, he can either A, be offensive, go into his Scolipede, go for the Protect, then go for the Earthquake, which will not kill me because I have a Sugar Berry, and I will take it out, and then he'll be in this room. Or he can go into his Tentacruel once the Togekiss has gone down, as the one thing that could potentially, maybe, possibly take a hit at +1. These are my thoughts going into this turn. Let's resume the game and see exactly what happens. First off, I outspeed him. I go for Dragon Dance, I outspeed the Togekiss. I was shocked, and I completely disagree to this day with Sly's building on that. Like, you have a fairy that can outspeed my Tyrantrum, why would you not try and outspeed me? I completely disagreed with it, but I wasn't expecting to get out of this exchange behind a sub, so I was kind of okay with it at that time, but I didn't know what he was thinking. I assumed he has to outspeed me. He's a nasty plot set. I don't know what he was thinking, but each to their own. Either way, you know, I'm still a +1 Tyrantrum now. We are looking really good. I'm going to go for Head Smash, of course, and, you know, that is going to take out the Togekiss. So, down goes Togekiss. Another nice fat KO for Tyrantrum. And he's going to go into Tentacle, so I'm thinking, aha, he might have Sugar Berry. He's looking to try and take a hit. He surprises me out of nowhere with a Scarfed Tentacruel, goes for Scald, and he gets a crit. And we're going to pause it there. Do you want to know if that crit mattered? You best believe that crit mattered. He could not have taken me out with a high roll. With his investment and my investment, that crit absolutely, categorically mattered. And I was just like, you can not be serious. It was unbelievable. And the thing is, like, in the short term, it would seem as though that doesn't matter, because the Scald would have taken me down to a really low range of health, Tentacle would be gone, like obliterated. But he could have gone into any of his offensive stuff, the Scolipede, could have protected and then taken me out, the Victini if it was Scarfed, spoilers, it is. It could have taken me out, so yes, could have revenged me very easily. That's not the point. The point is, his Tentacruel is still here, and I have to go into something that not only can take a hit from a Scarf Tentacruel, but can hit back, and I have only one thing on my team that can do that. So resuming the game, you'll see that's Hippowdon. I have to go into Hippowdon, which is the only thing that can A, take a hit, and B, hit back at Tentacruel. So that's what I have to do. I have to go into it, he goes for Scald, like, I know he can't take me out from there. He very thankfully doesn't get the burn. So I am going to go for Earthquake, and as you'll see, this is an offensive Tentacruel that is going to take it out. So down it goes, but I've taken massive damage on my Hippowdon, which I didn't need to take. So, in comes the Reuniclus, and things are going to start going downhill from here. I misplay here horribly. I think, okay, I just need to go into Hitmontop and sack it off. Shouldn't have done this. Psychic was so very obvious. I should have just gone into Greninja. What I forget to realise here is that I need Hitmontop far more than I need Greninja. It's a mistake I made against Necro. It's a mistake I make here because, as you can see, from the following turn after Sandstorm damage happens, Sucker Punch from Hitmontop is not going to come close to taking out this this Reuniclus. And, you know, I assumed I needed Hippowdon for another one of his threats that will come into the match later. Realistically, I needed Hitmontop. So he gets a useless crit that doesn't matter. I'm still really aggravated about what happened a couple turns ago. So I'm going to go into my Excadrill right about now. And this is where Slyroh Protect on the Reuniclus to stall out Sandstorm turns. And I was like, ah, curses, well played. Now, Sandstorm is fast running out, and now I am going to take out this Reuniclus with an Earthquake. But, well, that seems like a good thing, and Sly only has 2 Pokemon left. Rather unfortunately, as you'll see here, the sand is about to subside, and now Sly can bring in the Scolipede. And I don't have sand up. I need 2 turns to get sand up and get Excadrill in, minimum. And that's just not going to happen. I go into my Hippowdon, which was another bit of a silly play. Unfortunately, things are just not going to go my way with damage, because ideally he would take me out here. That's kind of what I need to happen, but he doesn't take me out, he can't. So, unfortunately, he's going to get his speed boost, and he's basically already won the speed boost versus Sandstream war, because by the time he takes out Rizzy Powdon over here, he's up to +2. And he has Earthquake, he most probably has Protect, and he'll have some kind of stab going on there as well. At this point, I am going to bring in my Greninja. My only hope is that he misses a Mega Horn, and I can get a burn. Unfortunately, he doesn't need to pack Mega Horn, he's just packing X-Scissor. That will take out Tungfru from there. And down it goes. So now, I only have one Pokemon left to bring in. You'll know who it is. It's the Excadrill, but he's at like +3 speed now. There's nothing I can do. In comes Excadrill. He is, of course, just going to go for the Earthquake. And yeah, that's going to pop my Excadrill. Super effective. Down goes Tinfiltrator over here. And that, unfortunately, is going to be the game. It's tough when that happens. We take another loss. You might hear clicking as I just clicked to the beginning to see who was see the team matchup just for my own personal use. Yeah, it's unfortunate when that happens. Because up until the moment where Tyrantrum went down to the crit, once again another game-changing crit, up until that point I felt like I was in absolute, total and complete control of that game. I was volt switching around, pivoting excellently with Electros, you know, I was threatening him where I needed to, I'd got hazards up, I was getting my predictions right, you know, the Toxic on the Mega Steelix switch into the Togekiss. I was making a few over predictions, but I was in a position where I could afford to, like, you know, going for the Flamethrower with Electros, hoping he'd go into Steelix, but he goes into Reuniclus instead. All this stuff, you know, the Iron Head with Excadrill, it didn't matter. I was in a position where I was in such control that I could afford to make those over predictions. And then in the space of one turn, Tyrantrum gets critted, I need to take massive damage on Hippowdon. After the crit it mattered, you know. Then I was in a funk, you know, I wasn't playing properly, I sent in Hitmontop when I shouldn't have done. It was all going wrong from there. It was all downhill. And it came once again from a crit that mattered, and you know, I will say until, you know, the end of my days, I will argue for my opponent in that respect. He was not looking for that crit. I imagine, if anything, he was just looking for the burn that would take me out at the end of the turn. He wasn't looking for the crit. He can't control it, nor can I. It's no fault of Sly's. We know this, and I'll keep saying it when I get hacked. It's not his fault unless you're using Paraflinch Togekiss or Jirachi, but he wasn't. You know, it's just really unfortunate that it happened to me again. And the upshot of it is we're now 1-6, which is, you know, horrible. We're now going to need to play out of our skins to try and get back into this and just survive. I think at this point, the best we can hope for is to qualify for the playoff game. It might be mathematical that we can get above that, but it looks doubtful. Either way, we lose yet again, and yet again, hacks has played a big part. What can you do? Anyway, we just have to pick ourselves up and keep on playing. Next week, a game again that has already happened. The next game you will see, that is going to be against another one of my good friends, Monotui, and the Tampa Bay Luxrays. Now, as you may remember, he's had a stint in the GBA. Further back than that, he actually was in PPL Division 2, and he came through to Division 1 with a flawless 11-0 season. So, you know, Mono ain't nothing to mess with. You know, we know this. He's a very good player, a very good builder, very intelligent when it comes to this kind of thing. But we have Mono that can damage him, and we aim to use them. So, keep looking out for that game. That'll be coming up hopefully sometime. If this goes up on Sunday, then it'll be sometime next week. If this goes up on Monday, it'll be sometime this week. But either way, it'll be up soon. So hopefully, you know, getting back to parity with when my upload should be up. I think technically the season probably should be over by now, but we're all a bit behind. Anyway, that's a story for another time. We lose another one. Let's see if we can pick ourselves up, grab a few more wins towards the end of the season and finish strongly. But that's going to be it from me. Links in the description to Slyroh. Make sure you check him out. He is a fantastic friend of mine. He's got great content. Go look and view his things. But yeah, I've rambled on far too long, so my final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I'll see you next time. Laters.